What if I told you that there's a woman who channels non-physical entities called Abraham and uses 3 specific daily rituals to manifest millions of dollars, perfect health, and extraordinary opportunities seemingly out of thin air? And what if these same 3 rituals could work for anyone willing to practice them with the same dedication and consistency? Esther Hicks has been channeling Abraham for over 35 years, building a multi-million-dollar empire while teaching millions of people about the law of attraction. But while her public teachings are powerful, there are 3 private rituals that Esther practices daily that she has never fully revealed in any workshop, book, or seminar. These aren't the general techniques she teaches to large audiences. These are the specific, precise practices that Esther uses personally to maintain her direct connection with Abraham and manifest abundance so quickly that it appears instantaneous to outside observers. Students who have worked closely with Esther have reported that she can manifest specific amounts of money, perfect business opportunities, and ideal circumstances within days or even hours of setting her intention. This isn't luck or coincidence. It's the result of these 3 daily rituals that align her consciousness with what Abraham calls the vortex of creation. Today, you're going to discover Esther's 3 secret rituals exactly as she practices them, understand the science behind why they work so powerfully, and learn how to adapt them to your own life to create the same level of instant manifestation that has made Esther one of the most consistently abundant teachers in the world. Esther's extraordinary awakening. In 1985, Esther Hicks was an ordinary housewife living in Phoenix, Arizona, married to Jerry Hicks, a successful Amway distributor. Esther had no background in spirituality, metaphysics, or personal development. She considered herself a practical, down-to-earth person who was skeptical of anything that couldn't be proven through conventional means. But Jerry had become fascinated with the teachings of an entity called Seth, channeled by Jane Roberts, and he convinced Esther to attend a workshop about channeling and spiritual communication. Esther went reluctantly, expecting to be bored and possibly embarrassed by what she anticipated would be New Age nonsense. During the workshop, participants were guided through a meditation designed to open communication with non-physical consciousness. Esther later described what happened next as the most profound experience of her life. She began receiving clear, distinct thoughts that were definitely not her own. The thoughts were accompanied by an overwhelming sense of love, wisdom, and joy that was unlike anything Esther had ever experienced. These thoughts identified themselves as Abraham, not a single entity, but a collective consciousness of non-physical beings who existed to help humans understand and apply universal laws. At first, Esther was terrified. She had no framework for understanding what was happening to her, and she feared she might be losing her sanity. But the information coming through Abraham was so consistently accurate, loving, and helpful that she gradually began to trust the process. Over the following months, Abraham began teaching Esther specific techniques for aligning with what they called source energy, the creative force that manifests all physical reality. These weren't general spiritual concepts, but precise, practical methods for deliberately creating desired experiences. Abraham explained that most people unknowingly resist the abundance that is trying to flow to them by maintaining thoughts and emotions that contradict their desires. They taught Esther how to recognize and eliminate this resistance while maintaining perfect alignment with her intentions. As Esther began applying Abraham's teachings, her life transformed dramatically. Financial opportunities began appearing from unexpected sources. Her relationship with Jerry deepened and became more harmonious. Her health improved, and she experienced levels of joy and vitality she had never known were possible. But the most remarkable change was Esther's ability to manifest specific desires with extraordinary speed and precision. By 1987, she was manifesting everything from parking spaces to business contracts to perfect weather conditions with what seemed like miraculous consistency. Abraham explained that Esther's rapid manifestation wasn't due to special gifts or divine favor. It was the natural result of practicing specific techniques that aligned her consciousness with the same creative forces that operate throughout the universe. The first ritual, morning alignment with Abraham. Every morning at exactly 6:30 a.m., regardless of where she is in the world, Esther begins what she calls her source connection ritual. This 22-minute practice is the foundation of everything else she accomplishes during the day, and she has never missed a single day in over 30 years. The sacred space set up, Esther begins by creating what Abraham calls a vibrational sanctuary, a physical and energetic space that supports the highest possible connection with source energy. She sits in the same chair, faces the same direction, and uses the same breathing pattern every single day. Understanding that consistency helps her nervous system automatically enter the receptive state necessary for clear communication with Abraham. Esther lights a specific candle and places her hands in a precise position that Abraham taught her. Left palm up, receiving, right palm down, grounding. This hand position creates what Abraham describes as an energetic circuit that allows information and energy to flow freely between physical and non-physical consciousness. The three-phase connection process. Phase 1, vibrational clearing, 7 minutes. Esther begins with what Abraham calls resistance release breathing. She breathes in for 4 counts while mentally scanning her body for any areas of tension, worry, or negative emotion. As she exhales for 6 counts, she consciously releases whatever she found, visualizing it leaving her energy field completely. During this phase, Esther doesn't try to fix problems or find solutions. She simply acknowledges whatever resistance is present and allows it to dissolve through conscious breathing and release. Abraham taught her that trying to solve problems while in a resistant state only creates more problems, so clearing must come first. Phase 2, source alignment, 8 minutes. Once Esther feels clear and receptive, she begins what Abraham calls frequency matching. She focuses on feelings and thoughts that naturally align her with source energy: love, appreciation, joy, freedom, and empowerment. But this isn't general positive thinking. Esther focuses on specific aspects of her life that genuinely generate these elevated emotions. She might appreciate the sunrise, feel love for Jerry, or experience joy about an upcoming workshop. The key is that the emotions must be authentic rather than forced. As Esther maintains these elevated emotions, she begins to feel what Abraham describes as the joining, a distinct shift in consciousness where her individual awareness merges with the broader perspective of Abraham. Esther describes this feeling as coming home to her true nature. Phase 3, daily guidance reception, 7 minutes. Once the connection with Abraham is fully established, Esther enters what she calls listening mode. She poses specific questions about her day, her business, and her personal goals, then opens her awareness to receive Abraham's guidance. The information doesn't come as words she hears. It arrives as complete thoughts, ideas, and knowing that appears in her consciousness fully formed. Abraham might guide her to make specific phone calls, attend certain events, or focus on particular projects that will align with her desired outcomes. Most importantly, Abraham provides what Esther calls vibrational assignments, specific emotional states or thought patterns to maintain throughout the day that will attract desired experiences. For example, Abraham might instruct her to maintain feelings of eager anticipation about new business opportunities, or to feel grateful for financial abundance that hasn't yet manifested. The manifestation programming. Before ending her morning ritual, Esther receives what Abraham calls her daily manifestation assignments. These are specific things to expect, watch for, or be ready to receive during the coming day. Abraham might tell Esther to expect a phone call that will lead to a significant business opportunity, to be ready for a chance encounter with someone important, or to watch for signs that a particular manifestation is about to occur. This programming is crucial because it prepares Esther's consciousness to recognize and respond to opportunities that might otherwise pass unnoticed. When Abraham tells her to expect something specific, Esther's awareness automatically attunes to circumstances that align with that expectation. The morning ritual concludes with Esther feeling what Abraham calls eager anticipation, a state of joyful expectancy about the wonderful experiences that will unfold during her day. This emotional state acts like a magnet, attracting circumstances that match her elevated vibration. The second ritual, the Vortex Entry technique. Throughout each day, Esther practices what Abraham calls Vortex Entry, a technique for instantly accessing the vibrational state where all desired manifestations already exist. Abraham teaches that there's a vibrational reality where every desire you've ever had has already been fulfilled, and learning to access this reality is the key to rapid manifestation. Understanding the vortex concept. Abraham explains that every time you identify something you want, more money, better health, ideal relationships, perfect opportunities, your desire immediately creates the vibrational equivalent of that experience in what they call the vortex of creation. This vortex contains the fully realized version of everything you've ever wanted. The challenge isn't creating your desires, they already exist vibrationally. It's learning to align your current consciousness with the vortex so these pre-existing manifestations can flow into your physical experience. Esther has mastered the ability to enter the vortex instantly, regardless of external circumstances or how she was feeling moments before. This skill allows her to maintain consistent manifestation power even during challenging situations. The 5-step Vortex Entry process. Step 1. Circumstance detachment. Whenever Esther wants to manifest something or improve a situation, she begins by consciously detaching from current circumstances. Abraham taught her that focusing on unwanted current conditions reinforces those conditions and prevents manifestation of desired changes. Esther uses what she calls temporal shifting, mentally stepping out of the present moment and focusing on the timeless realm where her desires already exist in perfected form. She might say to herself, "What I'm experiencing now is just temporary vibration. My real reality is in the vortex." Step 2. Desire amplification. Instead of focusing on what she doesn't want or what's missing, Esther amplifies her awareness of what she truly desires. But she doesn't think about wanting these things. She focuses on the feeling of already having them. If Esther is working on manifesting a business opportunity, she doesn't think, "I want this contract." She thinks, "I love how wonderful it feels to have this perfect business relationship." She experiences the emotions of fulfillment rather than the emotions of wanting. Step 3. Vibrational matching. Abraham taught Esther to recognize the specific vibrational signature of different desires. Each manifestation has a unique energetic frequency, and learning to match that frequency is the key to allowing it into physical experience. For financial abundance, Esther focuses on feelings of security, freedom, and generosity. For perfect health, she emphasizes vitality, strength, and well-being. For ideal relationships, she concentrates on appreciation, harmony, and unconditional love. The key is that Esther generates these feelings independent of external circumstances. She learned to feel financially abundant before money appeared, to feel perfectly healthy before symptoms disappeared, and to feel loved before relationships improved. Step 4. Timeline collapse. One of Abraham's most advanced teachings involves what they call timeline collapse, the ability to bring future manifestations into present experience by eliminating the perception of time delay between desire and fulfillment. Esther practices experiencing her desires as present reality rather than future possibilities. When she wants something, she immediately begins living as if it has already manifested, making decisions and feeling emotions consistent with having already achieved her goal. This isn't pretending or positive thinking. It's aligning with the vibrational reality where her desires already exist and allowing that reality to collapse into her current timeline. Step 5. Inspired action reception. While in the vortex state, Esther becomes highly receptive to what Abraham calls inspired action impulses, sudden urges to call specific people, go to certain places, or take particular actions that will align her with manifestation opportunities. These impulses feel different from ordinary thoughts. They carry an energetic charge of excitement and knowing that makes them easy to recognize. Esther has learned to act on these impulses immediately, understanding that they're guidance from Abraham about how to physically align with her desires, maintaining vortex alignment. Throughout her day, Esther uses specific techniques to maintain her vortex alignment even when dealing with challenging situations or difficult people. She might excuse herself to a private space for 2 minutes to re-enter the vortex, or she might silently practice Abraham's teachings while engaged in ordinary activities. The key is that Esther never allows external circumstances to determine her vibrational state. She takes complete responsibility for maintaining alignment with her desires regardless of what's happening around her. What's your experience with trying to maintain positive emotions during challenging situations? Have you noticed how your emotional state affects the opportunities that come to you? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed because Esther's third ritual is the most powerful and secretive of all. The third ritual, anticipatory gratitude programming. Every night before sleep, Esther engages in what Abraham calls future reality appreciation, a precise technique for programming her subconscious mind to manifest desired experiences during sleep while simultaneously preparing her consciousness to recognize and receive manifestations the following day. This ritual is perhaps the most powerful of the three because it works with the subconscious mind during sleep, when conscious resistance is minimal and the mind is most receptive to new programming. The pre-sleep preparation. Esther begins this ritual exactly 30 minutes before she intends to fall asleep. Abraham taught her that the transition from waking to sleeping consciousness creates a unique window of opportunity for manifestation programming. She lies in bed in complete darkness and begins what Abraham calls day completion. Instead of reviewing what went wrong or what she needs to fix tomorrow, Esther focuses on everything that went well during the day and all the evidence she observed of her desires moving toward manifestation. This positive review serves two purposes. It reinforces successful vibrational patterns from the day, and it trains her mind to automatically notice positive evidence rather than focusing on problems or lack. The 5-phase programming process. Phase 1. Future experience gratitude. Esther spends 5 minutes feeling genuine gratitude for experiences that haven't yet manifested in physical reality. This isn't hope or wishful thinking. She generates the same emotional intensity she would feel if these experiences had already occurred. For example, if Esther is working on manifesting a specific business expansion, she feels profound gratitude for the successful completion of that expansion. She experiences the satisfaction, joy, and accomplishment as if the project were already finished and successful. Abraham teaches that gratitude is one of the most powerful manifestation forces in the universe because it combines appreciation, which aligns with source energy, with certainty, which eliminates doubt and resistance. Phase 2. Cellular programming. During this phase, Esther speaks directly to her body and subconscious mind, giving specific instructions for overnight manifestation work. Abraham taught her that the subconscious mind operates most powerfully during sleep and can literally rearrange circumstances to align with clear, emotionally charged instructions. Esther might say, "Tonight while I sleep, I am perfectly aligned with source energy. My subconscious mind is attracting all the people, circumstances, and opportunities needed to manifest my desires. I wake up tomorrow with inspired ideas and perfect timing for all my goals." The key is that these instructions are given with complete confidence and expectation, as if Esther were programming a sophisticated computer that will definitely execute her commands. Phase 3. Vibrational maintenance. Abraham taught Esther techniques for maintaining elevated vibration even during sleep. As she drifts toward sleep, she focuses on specific emotions that support her desires: joy, love, appreciation, excitement, and satisfaction. These emotions become the dominant frequency in her energy field throughout the night, ensuring that she continues attracting aligned experiences even while unconscious. Esther has learned to fall asleep feeling the way she wants to feel when her desires manifest. Phase 4. Dream programming. Esther instructs her dreaming mind to provide guidance, solutions, and inspiration related to her current goals and manifestations. She might request dreams that show her the next steps to take, introduce her to people who will help her, or provide creative solutions to current challenges. Abraham explains that dreams occur in a vibrational reality very close to the vortex, making them an ideal medium for receiving guidance about manifestation strategies. Esther has received some of her most valuable business insights and creative ideas through programmed dreams. Phase 5. Morning readiness. The final phase involves programming her consciousness to wake up the next morning in perfect alignment with her desires and ready to recognize manifestation opportunities immediately. Esther visualizes herself waking up energized, inspired, and magnetically attractive to everything she wants to experience. She programs herself to automatically notice signs that her manifestations are approaching and to feel eager excitement about the wonderful experiences that will unfold during her day. The manifestation sleep state. As Esther falls asleep, she maintains what Abraham calls manifestation consciousness, a state of relaxed certainty that her desires are already fulfilled and will appear in physical form at the perfect time and in the perfect way. This state combines complete release of control, trusting the universe to handle the details, with absolute certainty of manifestation, knowing that her desires must manifest because they already exist vibrationally. Abraham teaches that sleep is actually a powerful manifestation state because the conscious mind's doubts and limitations are suspended, allowing pure creative force to operate without interference. The extraordinary results. The results of Esther's 3 daily rituals have been nothing short of miraculous. Since beginning her practice in 1985, Esther has built a multi-million-dollar business empire while maintaining perfect health, loving relationships, and a lifestyle of complete freedom and joy. But more importantly, these rituals have given Esther the ability to manifest specific desires with extraordinary speed and precision. Students and colleagues have documented countless examples of Esther manifesting everything from perfect weather for outdoor events, to ideal business partners, to exact amounts of money within days or even hours of setting her intention. Case study. 1. The instantaneous contract. In 2003, Esther and Jerry needed to secure a specific venue for a major workshop series, but the facility was booked solid for the next 18 months. During her morning ritual, Abraham guided Esther to call the venue at exactly 2:30 p.m. and asked to speak with the manager personally. When Esther made the call at the precise time Abraham had specified, she discovered that a major booking had just canceled 5 minutes earlier, leaving exactly the dates she needed available. The manager, grateful to fill the sudden vacancy, offered her rates significantly below the normal price. Case study 2. The perfect house manifestation. When Esther and Jerry decided to relocate to San Antonio, they had very specific requirements for their new home. During her evening ritual, Esther programmed her subconscious to attract the perfect property at the ideal price, with all their desired features. 3 days later, while driving through a neighborhood they had never visited before, Jerry felt a sudden impulse to turn down a specific street. They discovered a house that matched their requirements exactly, with a for sale sign that had been placed just that morning. The owner, who was relocating for business reasons, accepted their offer immediately at a price well below market value. Case study 3. The workshop series success. In 2008, during the financial crisis when many seminar leaders were experiencing declining attendance, Esther wanted to manifest a series of workshops that would not only maintain attendance, but attract new audiences who desperately needed Abraham's teachings. Using her 3 ritual system, Esther programmed for workshops that would be filled to capacity with people whose lives would be transformed by the experience. Over the following year, every workshop sold out weeks in advance, and Esther received thousands of testimonials from people whose financial situations improved dramatically after attending. The student success stories, perhaps even more remarkable, are the results experienced by students who have learned and applied Esther's 3 ritual system. Maria's business transformation. Maria Elena, a struggling consultant, learned Esther's rituals during a private session. Within 6 months of daily practice, Maria had attracted 3 major corporate clients, doubled her income, and expanded into international markets. David's health recovery. David Chen, facing serious health challenges, used Esther's evening ritual to program for perfect healing. His condition improved dramatically, and his doctors declared him completely healthy within 8 months, calling it an unexplainable recovery. Jennifer's relationship manifestation. Jennifer Walsh, who had been single for 5 years despite wanting a committed relationship, used all 3 rituals to attract her ideal partner. She met her future husband at a coffee shop 3 weeks later. He was reading one of Esther's books and initiated conversation about Abraham's teachings. The scientific explanation. While Abraham's teachings might seem mystical, modern neuroscience and quantum physics provide explanations for why Esther's rituals work so effectively. The morning ritual activates the brain's reticular activating system, programming it to notice opportunities aligned with Esther's desires. The Vortex Entry technique utilizes neuroplasticity to rewire neural pathways for abundance consciousness. The evening ritual works with the subconscious mind during sleep to process and integrate new belief systems. Additionally, quantum physics suggests that consciousness plays a fundamental role in determining physical reality. Esther's rituals systematically align her consciousness with desired outcomes, potentially influencing the quantum field to manifest corresponding experiences. Thank you grandly for staying with us this far. The information you're receiving represents some of the most advanced manifestation teachings available anywhere, and your commitment to learning these principles demonstrates your readiness for extraordinary results. The best is yet to come. The integration and mastery. After 35 years of practicing these 3 rituals with unwavering consistency, Esther has achieved what Abraham calls manifestation mastery, the ability to create desired experiences so naturally and effortlessly that it appears to be pure magic to outside observers. But Abraham emphasizes that there's nothing supernatural about Esther's abilities. She has simply learned to align her consciousness with the same creative principles that operate throughout the universe, and she maintains this alignment through dedicated daily practice. The synergistic effect. What makes Esther's system so powerful is the way the 3 rituals work together synergistically. The morning ritual prepares her consciousness for manifestation. The daytime vortex entries maintain alignment despite external circumstances, and the evening ritual programs her subconscious to work on manifestations during sleep. This creates what Abraham calls 24-hour manifestation consciousness, a state where Esther is constantly aligned with her desires and continuously attracting corresponding experiences. The consistency factor. Abraham emphasizes that consistency is absolutely crucial for achieving Esther's level of manifestation mastery. Practicing the rituals occasionally or sporadically will produce some results, but the extraordinary manifestation abilities come from daily practice over extended periods. Esther has never missed her morning ritual in over 30 years, practices Vortex Entry multiple times daily, and completes her evening programming every single night. This consistency has trained her nervous system to automatically maintain manifestation consciousness as her natural state. Adapting the rituals. While Esther's specific practices work perfectly for her, Abraham teaches that each person must adapt the rituals to align with their own lifestyle and temperament. The key principles remain the same, but the specific techniques can be modified to fit individual circumstances. For example, someone with a demanding work schedule might practice a shorter morning ritual, while a night shift worker might do the evening programming at a different time. The important thing is maintaining the essential elements: connection with source energy, vortex alignment, and subconscious programming. The gradual development process. Abraham cautions that most people won't achieve Esther's level of manifestation ability immediately. Like any skill, conscious creation develops gradually through consistent practice and refinement over time. Students typically experience increasingly dramatic results as they develop their ability to maintain elevated vibration, recognize inspired action impulses, and trust the manifestation process, even when external evidence seems contradictory. The responsibility aspect. With the ability to manifest rapidly comes great responsibility. Abraham teaches that conscious creators must use their abilities ethically, focusing on desires that serve not only themselves, but contribute positively to the broader human experience. Esther's manifestations consistently align with her desire to serve others and share Abraham's teachings with people who are ready to transform their lives. This service orientation actually enhances her manifestation abilities because it aligns with the fundamental nature of source energy, which seeks to express itself through expansion and contribution. Beyond personal manifestation. As Esther's abilities have developed, she has begun using her rituals not just for personal manifestation, but for what Abraham calls collective creation, aligning with desires that benefit humanity as a whole. This includes manifesting opportunities to reach larger audiences with Abraham's teachings, attracting resources for humanitarian projects, and contributing to the overall elevation of human consciousness. Abraham teaches that the most advanced manifestors naturally evolve towards serving the greater good. Conclusion. Esther Hicks's 3 daily rituals represent one of the most sophisticated and effective manifestation systems ever developed. Through consistent practice over 35 years, these techniques have given Esther the ability to create extraordinary abundance, perfect health, and complete life satisfaction while serving millions of people worldwide. The power of these rituals lies not in their complexity, but in their precision and consistency. Each technique targets a specific aspect of the manifestation process, aligning with source energy, maintaining elevated vibration, and programming the subconscious mind for success. Which of these 3 rituals appeals to you most strongly? Can you commit to practicing one of them consistently for the next 30 days? Have you experienced moments when you felt deeply connected to a power greater than yourself and noticed how that feeling affected your life circumstances? I encourage you to share your experiences and questions in the comments below. This community is here to support your manifestation journey, and your insights might help others who are working to develop their own conscious creation abilities. If this video has revealed new possibilities for what you can create in your life, make sure to subscribe and activate notifications. We're continuing this series with more revolutionary teachings from history's greatest manifestation masters. Next week, we're exploring 8 principles of Wayne Dyer that turned millions into successful people. The specific beliefs and practices that Wayne used not only to transform his own life from orphan child to internationally recognized teacher, but to help millions of others achieve success in every area of life. Remember, the same creative force that allows Esther to manifest so powerfully is available to you right now. The only difference is the consistency and precision with which you align your consciousness with your desires. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week when we dive into the transformational principles that made Wayne Dyer one of the most beloved and effective teachers in the history of personal development.